For now, we keep going. I want to get through this first offseason. Tampa did, in fact, repeat. We are ready to go for this first offseason because apparently, I just haven't memed enough. Because you can never meme enough. So first and foremost, the coaching staff. I want to solve that because we know we had a bunch of deals coming up. The only player or only coach I want to bring back is one Braden Biggs. That's it. That's it. He's the only guy that I want. He is the only guy that I want. And much like with players, it's up to him if he comes back. To Mr. Braden Biggs. Would you like to come back to Buffalo, please? God, please? Yes. All right, we're getting lucky. We're getting real lucky early on. So I'm allowed to bring back this coach. If a coach says they want to sign here, cool, I'm signing them for max value. If you don't like it, suck an egg. I don't care. PG Toogie's here. Or I can just tell you to fuck off. One or the other. Shout out to Cheese Nuts 81. Dropping that lovely Ray. Geez, how are you, buddy? So good to see you. I hope you are well. I hope you are splendid. As we sit here for 10,000 years. 10,000 years. If $7 million isn't enough, I don't want you back anyway. Everybody else, again, can leave. We are going to completely redo the coaching staff. If we can anyway, so who cares? Geez, I'm doing very well. I'll see if I'm still saying that in a minute. So here we go. Here we go. So first and foremost, Carter Hutton. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You're 35 years old. Goodbye. Michael Hauser. We don't need you. Go practice medicine, Doogie. You're out of here. How much money does Linus Ullmark want? That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, he does want to test free agency IRL, but that could change if Buffalo throws enough money at him. Who's out there for pending free agents? That's the real question. Okay, there actually could be quite a few options. And I'm going to guess some cheaper options, too. I can't believe I'm going to do this. We are going to let go of one Mr. Ullmark here. Done deal. For the defense. How much does Rasmus Dahlin want? Cool. Right. Well, here's what we're going to do with RFAs, chat. Does Rasmus Dahlin want to sign? Does Mr. Dahlin want to sign? He does! Oh, happy day. Alright, cool. So, we'll negotiate. If it landed on no, I would have just qualified him and left it be. I'm still going to qualify him anyway as a safety net, but now I can negotiate with one Mr. Dahlin. And since I can negotiate with one Mr. Dahlin, Rasmus, I am perfectly fine with paying you that much money if I can get you under contract for 6 years. The big question is whether or not you are willing to sign such a deal. And it's going to have to be for about $7.8 million bucks. Please sign that money. Please. Thank you. Mr. Yoki, how are you? Do you want to come back? The answer. Okay, I'm not allowed to negotiate with Mr. Yoki Haru, so we'll just qualify him. Damn. Jake McCabe. I think, honestly, I might just let go of Jake McCabe anyway. It's kind of one of those interesting spots. I mean, it'd be better if he was a defensive defenseman, not a two-way. That's one of the things that kind of hurts, is his stats are much more in line with the defensive defenseman, in my opinion. Because his shot's not that good, his passing, like, I don't know. I haven't made a decision on Jake McCabe yet. Brandon Davidson, do you want to come back? And I say this because I need some sort of team chemistry, and I'd like you for the AHL this year. All right. Brandon Davidson's gone. There goes my chemistry. Casey Fitzgerald, Will Borgen, they're not major players. To be honest, we're probably just going to bring them back anyway. I don't really think there needs to be a dramatic wheel spin for these two to try and keep chemistry. Oh, Lord. All right. All right. Quokinen, let's go ahead and bring you back. Let's try to bring back Kronholm, which is fine. William, you're 6'6", which is delightful, but you're also trash, so get off of my team. All right. Yeah, this defense is going to be interesting. For the forwards. This is going to be something. Sam Reinhardt. Does Sam Reinhardt want to come back? Oh, thank God. What about Casey Middlestat? Oh, thank God. All right, cool. So we're getting very lucky with the wheel spin here when it comes to these players. So for Sam Reinhardt, he... Ooh. $9 million for 5 years, or drop it down to one. Yeah, Sam. You know, I don't think I want to pay you $9 million. Let's extend this little dance for one more season here. What do you say, Jeff? I mean Sam. Let's just go ahead and drop that way down, since we're actually allowed to negotiate on this one. And for one Casey Middlestat. Alright, Casey wants to get paid. I mean, EA has him in the medium elite for some crazy reason, but I'll gladly take advantage of it. $6 million to Casey Middlestat, huh? Yeah, He's a medium elite, though, right? Like, he's gonna grow. He has to. It's probably worth the investment. Say hello to our version, I suppose, of Clayton Keller. In theory, he should improve. Exactly. Let's go ahead and do that. Toby Reeder, how much money do you want after the... Well, Toby, it was nice knowing you, buddy. You're not getting $3 million out of me. Drake Kajula, how much money do you... Nope. Bye, Drake. See you later, bud. Stephen Fogarty. Fogarty, do you want to come back? I'll spin the wheel for old Stephen Fogarty. Do you want to come back, sir? Well, screw you too, pal. Screw you too. Gonna go ahead and drop Stephen Fogarty. Osplund, go ahead and qualify and look to bring him back. And aside from that, no one else is really all that major. I wouldn't mind bringing back these guys for the sake of, like, AHL morale. But, yeah, Riley Sheehan, JSD, Mr. Smith. Drop some of the dead weight here. Rusek could improve. He is a UFA, but I'm still going to sign him. And Dawson DiPietro's not that good. Davidson is a long shot to improve, but I'll bring him back for next year for the AHL. Cederqvist, we might as well sign you as well. Cool. Let's see what we got. So Borgen is back. Middlestat. Reinhardt rejected. Rasmus Asplund, Rasmus Dahlin, Casey Fitzgerald, Kukkinen, Rusek, Kronholm, Davidson, Cederqvist. So I think the only guy that rejected was Sam Reinhardt. And then I still haven't made a decision on Jake McCabe, and there's nothing we can do with Yoki Haru. So we're definitely going to have to make a decision on Jake McCabe. And it might just be based on what the hell we do with Sam Reinhardt here. Where, again, I kind of want to get him under a qualifying offer for one more year. and then give him the big money next year. But it's a risk, because if it lands on no next year, that puts me into a very rough spot. But I'm not paying him $9 million, so we'll risk it. Our coach says no. Apparently I don't have the budget, which... Owner mode's off, so I don't know if they patched that, but Reinhardt did sign. Did they patch the coaching? I'm very confused. How much does Jake McCabe want to stay? Yeah, no, Jake, that's not going to happen, but I'm not giving an 82 overall $5 million. You're out of here, pal. I don't know who the hell is going to be on our defense next year, but we'll sort it out. So the only person left to worry about is Yoki Haru, which just means I'm not in control of how much he signs for. Let's try really quickly to meme it up with that other coach, because I need to get rid of everyone else. If they did in some way patch the sending out max offers to your coach thing, we are boned. Absolutely boned. So I'm scared. I'm going to go over free agency on the re-sign phase. That's not been my experience, but hey, we'll see if he signs for 5. If not, it is what it is. I mean, we literally don't have a coach signed right now. There we go. Hey, he did sign. Sweet. All right. So, to free agency we go. We need to sign a lot of dudes. First and foremost, we need to sign ourselves some scouts and some coaches, and it's going to be a mess. Now, we are only allowed 3 scouts. There are 2 Bs, including Henrik Zetterberg. You know where this is going. We're leaving it all up to chance. Am I allowed to sign Henrik Zetterberg as a scout? That is the question. Son of a bitch. Can I sign the other B-rated scout, please? Thank God. Alright, so we didn't get Henrik Zetterberg, but we are going to be able to go after old Gordon here. So congratulations, Gordon. I have room for 2 other scouts. There is somebody by the name of Tatar. Am I allowed to sign you? Nope. Am I allowed to sign Haley? Nope. Am I allowed to sign Dylan? Yes. Okay, cool. So, you know, we're not totally cheesing all of the best staff members either with this method. And then we get into the C's, which obviously I have to be able to sign a C-level person, because that's all it is, and I'm not spinning the wheel 1,000 times. I was hoping to see another former NHL name here in the C's, but there are some really, really young options. Let's just go for Tremblay. Adele. Hello. Sign with my team. So then we get to the coaches. And it's going to be a very similar process here. Am I allowed to go after Biz Nasty here? Am I allowed to sign Bissonnette? Am I allowed to sign this A- named James? Okay, James can be signed. What about, we have 2 other A- that we're rolling for here. This is going awfully right now. Oh, thank God. All right. So we're allowed to go after 2 of these A-. Thank God. We'll go after Maxwell James. Let's go ahead and send him a max offer. For as long as this is going to take, which, hey, it is what it is. We have to take advantage of all the best scouts we can get. Excuse me. Oh, the sneezes. We're getting into allergy season. We're getting into allergy season. All right, that should be enough for Mr. James. It was a no to Barney, but a yes to George Jelena. To Mr. Jelena. Warrior, thank you. Thank you for blessing me, sir. I do appreciate it. All right, hopefully we can outbid St. Louis here. I'm not going to go too crazy because I don't want to sit here for 6 hours and wait for this to do its thing. All right. Then we have the 3 Bs that we can roll for here, too. Let's go for it. Gaudette, Kwiatkowski, and Gardner. That is a no to Gaudette. Kwiatkowski is also a no. What about Gardner? Okay, that's enough with coaches for the moment. Let's go to free agency, shall we? Let's see who's out there. Jesus. As Quinn Hughes has hit the market as an RFA, Taylor Hall has left Boston, no surprise. In the goalie market, first and foremost, what do we have for prospects? A ton of medium starters who always get dropped, including Tyler Parsons, who has a ridiculous rating. You talk about, hey, what's your biggest complaint with DA's rosters? AHL and ECHL goalie overalls are atrocious. Atrocious. So if we wanted to go for another younger goalie, you got Vevalainen, you got Parsons, sure. When it comes to the highest rated goalies, I mean, even Tuukka Rask. I mean, just to get a high-rated goalie as well on a short-term deal, he wouldn't be bad. Nor would Grubauer. Like, goalies, for the most part, aren't looking for a ton. I wouldn't say we're, not allowed to go after Ullmark either. I think that should be allowed because we let him go to the open market, but he still might come back. Aside from that, like, Chris Drieger, as an 83 overall, is looking for the least amount. I think that's what we kind of have to do, is look for the best bang for your buck. And obviously for, like, 84s, Lundqvist is dirt cheap right now. I think for the medium starters, we could look at Vevalainen or Parsons to maybe be the backup this year. We could look for him. We could look for him. Because right now we need 2 NHL caliber goalies and then someone to back up Luukkonen in the AHL this year, because we're not going to rush him to the show. So throwing 2 veterans under the bus here isn't the worst idea in the world. I do want to look at the defense, though. So obviously, Quinn Hughes is out there. Here's the issue with one Quinn Hughes. Yep, that's 4 first-round pick territory. So I don't know about that. And for the medium 4s, of course, Yoki Haru, who I hope to retain. We'll see. Logan Stanley is also an RFA. Yeah, for the UFA market, there's nothing. You do have a crap load of low 4s who often don't develop anyway. So if you're looking at the UFA options for the highest rated, Tyson Barrie, Adam Pelech, Chalmerson, Edler, Gustafsson, Mr. 7th round pick. I mean, a lot of these guys are asking for a lot of money that I'm just not willing to throw their way. Like, I'm not signing 82 overalls for 4 to 5 million, you know? So for the goalie, or for the defense market at this stage, I am not against waiting. Also, having Kevin Miller and Tage Thompson on the same team at this stage would be hilarious. I don't really plan on spending big money here. That's a trap we don't want to get into. Tyler, take it easy and scoring bangers. What's happening? Go all or nothing for Hughes. No. What do we got for forwards? What makes sense here? I mean, Taylor Hall is out there. You got Nuge, Dano, Tatar, Foligno, Zach Hyman, Krejci, Athanasiou. For the prospects, nobody great. Like Chalopik, Senyshyn, these guys just aren't going to develop. Like, that would be a very Buffalo move to bring in Zach Senyshyn just to see. Julian Gautier's there too. Kuokkanen. I mean, there are some prospects. Henrik Borgstrom would be a pretty good one to go after. So more forward options in terms of prospects. Alright. So, for the goaltenders, like I said, we could throw out big money if we wanted to. I think what we'll do really quickly, though, we need to go after Vevalainen and Parsons. Ideally, we'd get one. If we got both, that would be interesting. Let's see how this plays out. We are spinning the dice. Is Vieni Vevalainen interested in signing with the Sabres? He is not. Is Tyler Parsons interested in coming to Buffalo? He is not. Well, no goalie prospects, folks. That quickly, no goalie prospects. Unless we wanted to go for, like, Olaf Lindbaum, he's not even that good. He's not even that good. It's not even worth it to me to try and develop him at this stage. It's just not. Cool. Let's look for some veterans then, shall we? So like I said, you can go for some of the older dudes. I mean, Jonathan Bernier's dirt cheap right now. There was Sorokin there at 25. He won't get much better. I'm surprised the Rangers let him go. Oh, man. Sam Montembeault at 24. Comrie's 25 at this. Ryan Miller back to Buffalo. I'm doing it if he's interested. Does Ryan Miller, as a backup or even third string goalie, want to come back to Buffalo? Come on, Ryan. Come home. You know how toxic this organization has to be if Ryan Miller doesn't even want to come back? Okay. Best value for money. Jonathan Bernier. Do you want to come to Buffalo? Bernier, please. Bernier? Okay, we can send an offer to Bernier. What about Chris Drieger? What about Drieger? All right, Jonathan Bernier. I don't know if you'll be the starter or the backup, but you are looking for a dirt cheap contract for the year. Let's see if Jonathan Bernier wants to sign. The question is, who else do we look to bring in with him? I mean, Grubauer is looking for term that I just don't want to give him. We could go back to Allmark, but a 4-year deal for him at over $4 million, I just don't like it. I don't like it. Tuukka's looking for a 1-year deal. Hank's looking for a dirt cheap deal. Pekka Rinne's so hot right now. James Reimer. Reimer and Bernier, baby. Who says no? That would be a pretty good meme. Reimer and Bernier. Just bring back all the former Leafs. I feel like, ooh, Sorokin was awful. James Reimer, you're my first choice over Sorokin. All right, let's go for one James Reimer to be our other goaltender in a tandem with Jonathan Bernier. I'm going to drop Reimer down to a 1-year deal worth $2 million. And we'll see if Reimer-Bernier will be our tandem this year. And then obviously Luukkonen will be ready to take over next year. We'll need a depth goalie, and that's fine. For the defense, I get that Quinn Hughes is there, but my God, like it's 6, or not 6, but I mean it's 4 first-round picks, and just it's just not gonna happen. It's just not. Like, I get the idea of, hey, Quinn and Jack Hughes on the same team. I get it, but man, it's just not going to happen, is it? Yeah, there's not a single offer they'll take. I'm not allowed to send offers. So it's over already. Like, if we're getting Quinn Hughes, it's 4 first-round picks. There's just no way. 4 first-round picks and paying him $10 million a season, guys. I mean, the problem is, though, like, there's nobody here. Like, I'm not, I mean, $5 million on Tyson Barrie's not bad. But, like, even for an 84, it's like, yeah, $4 million. Like, even Pellick's looking for closer to 6. Like, there's nobody that I want to send money to. David Savard's underrated in this game. Like, severely underrated. I'm going to wait for some of these defense prices to come down, I think. And if we miss out on spending too much money, so be it. Leave that for Jim Benning. Leave that for Jim Benning. For the forwards, Taylor Hall wants a 7-year deal at $8 million. There's no way. Nuge is looking for way too much. Philip Deneau... Wow, Tatar's looking for a ton of money too. Philip Deneau is the best value for money amongst these top options. Having Philip Deneau in the middle 6 for the centers, I don't hate that. But even like Foligno's looking for too much. I'd rather sign Zach Hyman than Foligno. But David Krejci as a veteran, it's pretty good value for money, almost $1 million less than what Zach Hyman wants. Some of these prices are just ridiculous. It's like there's no way we're going to pay him. I don't think I want to pay Philip Deneau almost $7 million though. I just don't. I mean, for the 84s, you're getting into $4 million. Like Mike Hoffman, at $4 million might not be the worst. Bring Eric Stahl back. Wenberg's only looking for $2 million as an 82. You got like Bobby Ryan for pretty, like Wenberg, Ryan, DeZingle. Like there's just nobody that I'm seeing where I'm like, yes, that's the guy that we spend money on. There's just no way. There's just no way. And like I said, for the prospects, it's just not great. Like there's just nobody there outside of like go-to. Well, there's the 23-year-olds actually. It's the 23-year-olds, I think, that we're going to prioritize here. So, Henrik Borgstrom, actually, let me double check to make sure these guys are UFAs, because otherwise we're going to get bent over the table, and, yeah, they're all RFAs. Well, I mean, we can still throw our names into the hat here, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Henrik Borgstrom, are you interested in coming to Buffalo? No. Is Josh Hosang interested in coming to Buffalo? Okay, cool. Julien Gauthier, are you interested in coming to Buffalo? All right, hey, 2 in a row. Yanni Kuokkanen, what about you? 3 in a row, and Boris Tkachuk. Wow, we just got 4 in a row. How do you like that? All right, so Henrik Borgstrom is the only one I'm not allowed to go after. Josh Hosang. Josh Hosang. We can give Josh Hosang an opportunity, or he can stay with the Islanders. Ideally, we'd check to see really how much money it would cost. I mean, bottom line is, though, I can afford to spend money here. I forget what the exact... Okay, we're past the 3rd round limit. So all I gotta do is just offer them the max that I wouldn't have to provide compensation. And we're golden. And if they accept it, cool. And if not, then whatever. I think it's just under 1.5. I can never remember what it is. Is it 1.425? Son of a bitch. 1.37? Oh my god, what's the number? Well, I was way off the mark, wasn't I? I can never remember what the exact number is. Is it 1.2? Jesus. 1.25? Alright, so it's 1.225. We'll just go for it, and we'll see if Hosang accepts. No picks required. We'll see if they match. Julien Gauthier is the same thing. We have a decent shot at getting him because the Rangers are offering him a 2-way deal. We're offering him a 1-way. Yanni Kuokkanen. We're going to have a more difficult time here, I think, because of what the Devils are already offering him. And one Boris Tkachuk. Might have a decent shot here, too. Or we could end up with none of them. Time will tell. Time will tell. So those are the prospects we're going to go after. I'm not too worried about Sam Miletich or Connor Bunnaman. I mean, they're fun. You know, we probably should. We probably should. Our due diligence. For Mr. Miletich, what do we got? Miletic, whatever it is. He says no. What about Connor Bunnaman? Bunnaman. He says yes. Cool. All right, Bunnaman. Let's go for you as well. You can have a 4th-line grinder, I suppose. Cool. And then again, for UFAs, they're really like Philip Chlopik, maybe. Zach Senyshyn maybe turns into something. But for the most part, it's just not going to happen really quickly. For Zach Senyshyn, are you interested? No, you're not. What about for Chlopik? Oh my god, that's as close as you can get. Alright, cool. So for the former Sen, Philip Chlopik, we will look to bring you back. You're a UFA as well. Kuffner at 25, he's not going to make it. I mean, you're not wrong that he has some aggressiveness. I just don't think he's going to make it. If he was listed as a grinder or a power forward, I'd have more faith. Alright. So those are at least the young forward options. For the current forward options, man, there's nobody I want to throw that money to right now. Even Mike Hoffman. I'm going to wait a couple days. We're going to see if some of the prices come down, because let's be honest, even if we get kind of frozen out here, it's not that damaging. So, we'll go a couple of days. Gordon Negrin signed as a scout. Tremblay as well. Jelena went to St. Louis. That sucks. Alright, so we have our 3 scouts, which is great. Maxwell James is on as a coach. Do we have any contract signings? Not yet. So this will be the big day coming up. So we're going to have to get involved here. Let me double check the coaching staff again. Oh, great. Well, I got to be honest. I think if they're at least a B-, I'm allowed to just sign them. Because let's be honest, again, they're not great. And I'm going to look to replace them as soon as I can. So for any particular B-, I'm just going to sign them. Because it means we don't get this incredible coaching staff. We'll have an average at best coaching staff after how this has gone. And I don't want to spend 90% of my time looking at wheel spins, right? So that B we already rolled a no on, so we'll just see what happens here with the rest of these slightly above average coaches, if you want to call them that. So with the free agents, have any prices gone down? That is the question. I feel like Tyson Barrie's offer went down a little bit. Just over $5 million for an 86 overall defenseman. He's 29 though. Pelech is still up there for the 84s too. And obviously like he compares to some of the older dudes, but I mean he's asking for $1 million more than Eric Gustafsson. I mean he is younger and wants more term, but I just don't know if I want to pay. I just don't know if I want to pay Tyson Barrie for 5 years, you know? So I'm still gonna hold out. I'm still gonna hold out. Devils isn't a way out an incredible game. Thank you for checking out the playthrough. James Reimer. Welcome. He signs with Buffalo. Jonathan Bernier goes to Philly. Yanni Kuokkanen signs. Gauthier. We don't know if any of those RFAs are going to sign. Philip Schlappick. Welcome. All right. So we got James Reimer, but Jonathan Bernier said no. Let's see. Alexei Sorella. Devin Dubnyk also goes to Philly. Dubnyk. Derek Ryan to Washington. Spezza to Vegas. Demers to Carolina. Ian Cole back to Colorado. Andrew Kopp to Montreal. Drieger to Columbus. Soderberg and Ranta to San Jose. DeZingle to St. Louis. Ryan Murray to Washington. Vatanen to Toronto. Gustafsson to Columbus. Athanasiou to Arizona. And Kyle Palmieri to the Nashville Predators. Lovely. So we need ourselves another goalie. Tuukka Rask is still out there, not looking for all that much. Henrik Lundqvist still represents the best bang for your buck, although Mike Smith is dirt cheap. So is Ilya Sorokin. You know what? We'll see if Sorokin's interested. We'll go for the young Russian. Ilya Sorokin, and the answer is yes. Thank God. Thank God. So the one Ilya Sorokin. Let's see if we can just bring you in on a trial run, because he'd be an RFA next year, apparently. So let's hope that goes through. For the defense, again, Quinn Hughes is still there. Tyson Barrie's number continues to drop. I feel like Pelech's number just dropped by $1 million. Right? He was a 5.7, now he's a 4.7. I think now's the time where we swoop in for Adam Pelech. 84 overall, $5 million a season. He is a defensive defenseman in the game. That's good, at least. I think we swoop in for Pelech now. He could be a tremendous defensive defenseman if we can find the right OFD to pair with him. Looks like it'd be 5x5. I think we got to go for that. Boston and Winnipeg are in for him. Am I going to be allowed? Is the question. Mr. Pelech. What do you say? Oh, thank God. All right, well, we had the ability. We don't get immediately declined. We'll send out that offer for Pelech. Hey, look, Montour and McCabe can reunite the whole team. And Taylor Hall's still out there. Deneau. A lot of guys are still out there and still looking for a crap load of money. Mike Hoffman is still out there. Mike Hoffman says yes. Let's go for Mike Hoffman here, too. Didn't have the best season, but what he could bring to the top 6 on a 1-year deal, it's worth a shot. The Devils hold on to Yanni Kuokkanen, so you're welcome, Yanni, for helping you get paid. Manuel Carpenter signed on as the coach. Julien Gauthier, you're welcome for getting you paid. Josh Hosang, you're welcome for getting you paid. And Boris Tkachuk, you're welcome as well. Adam Pelech goes to Boston. Damn. Damn. So we have 2 offers right now. One out to Mike Hoffman, and the other to Ilya Sorokin. Let's wait to see what happens with those. Connor Bunnaman stays in Philly. We get another coach signed up. Sorokin signs, as does Hoffman. Okay. So at the very least, then, we have our goaltending set up for the year, which is pretty nice. As it will be Reimer, Sorokin, and then probably Luukkonen and Tokarski in the AHL. We could sign one more dude if we really cared to. I don't know if I'm going to turn injuries on. The defense is still an unbelievable toss-up right now. It's getting to the stage of just sign whoever and don't worry about the money. For the forwards, though, I mean, Eichel, Olofsson, Reinhardt, Hoffman, Cousins, Middlestat, Skinner, Thompson, Bjork, Eakin, Gergensen, Zosman. Like, we're looking okay when it comes to forwards that we have available to play. A little bit of depth won't hurt, but the big focus is obviously defense now at this stage. So I'm pretty happy with that. Quinn Hughes' demands are still sky high. Absolutely sky high. For the hell of it, Vevalainen and Parsons both said no. We might as well check with Lindbaum at this stage. Nobody signed him. I said we could use a depth goaltender, and we got a depth goaltender, hopefully. So, I think it's Olaf Lindbaum, right? Yeah. Mr. Lindbaum, come on down. For the defense, again, I'm hoping that Jokiharju signs. From there, Adam Larson. And then you get into some players here where it's a little bit scary, if we're being honest. Could bring Nikita Zadorov back to Buffalo. Interesting. Cody Cece's available. Could bring Mike Riley back to Buffalo. Jack Johnson's available. You just totally meme it up at this point. Just completely meme it up at this stage. I mean, there might have been some medium 6s that were available to defensively, but I'm not as worried. We don't actually have to worry about cap space at all. Cody Cece wants a 3-year deal. Are you kidding me? Is that a Sabres sweater? It is. It's a Jack Eichel from last year. Actually, in fairness, it was the number 15 Jack Eichel from a few years ago. I'm going to wait for these prices to come down. There's no other defenseman where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pay a ton of money here. Like, our defense is going to be bad. We know this. For the forwards, Taylor Hall is gone. And again, there's really... Like, Derek Stepan's pretty cheap, given the circumstances, but he wants term, so we're just going to get outpriced in the grand scheme of things. We're just going to keep waiting for the money to drop. Although Nikita Gusev, I don't know why they have him set up as like a 2-way. It makes no sense. I know he's not like a 2-way by nature, but like the attributes, you'd think he was a 2-way. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for these prices to drop. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to wait it out. We are going to wait it out. And in the meantime, I still need to go ahead and finish signing all of our coaches, unfortunately. Lubomir Dimitra. Go ahead and sign you. Thoughts on the Taylor Hall trade. You can find my thoughts on the Taylor Hall trade on the Toogie's Take podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and on youtube.com/Toogie24 in video form. My buddy Deej and I, we went through every single team to say what trades they made, whether or not we thought it was a win, a loss, or somewhere in between. The Toogie's Take podcast, available where all podcasts are found. I liked it. That's your short answer. I liked it a lot. How could I not? Taylor Hall specifically picked Boston. I'm flattered. You know? I'm quite flattered. Now let's hope he destroys worlds. Alright, getting a couple more coaches in there. Lindbaum signed. Very good. Shameless plug.
Good
Absolutely
for
shameless
you.
plug. Glossy, thank you for the follow. From one Bruins fan to another. Oh, I wish my new Bruins jersey was here. It's not yet. I did get a new jersey today. I'll be wearing it on stream tomorrow. What's it gonna be? Take 1,000 guesses. You probably won't get it, but it's a great one. You can see it on Instagram.com/Toogie24 tomorrow, because I'm getting back into the dumb jersey selfies that pissed off a lot of people, because they're fun. Because they're fun. Oh, God. Is it a reverse retro? No, it is not. No, it is not. My buddy works for the Sabres. I'm so sorry. That's my response to seeing that. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate. But McSpanky, that's pretty cool, though. Doesn't surprise me that, like, hey, Jack Eichel's real personable with fans and stuff like that. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all. All right. Let's keep going. Of course, I'll check other signings here in a moment. There we go. So I think our coaching staff is good. What other sports do you watch? It's probably easier to name what I don't watch, to be honest. All right, really quickly, let's see what happened around the league, because I know a lot of people are interested. Christian Juice, Matt Calvert, man, Arizona. Juice, Johansson, Lowry. Jake McCabe went to Chicago. Kevin Miller to Detroit. Duclair back to Florida. Galchenyuk to Philly. I hear that NASCAR and F1 are heading to Rocket League. I did. Fortunately, I think my interest in Rocket League is just kind of come and gone. You know? Just woke up from a nap. Catcher, it's called Win with this team, because it's going to be tough, even though we won 31 games. Tuukka Rask went to Ottawa. My heart can only take so much. Wayne Simmons to Florida. Adam Larson to Arizona. Getzlaf went to the Kings. LOL. Rene to the Hawks, as well as Halak. Mrazek went back to Detroit. Jim Benning signed Travis Zajac. You love to see it. Lundqvist to Chicago. Toby Rader went to Nashville. Didn't know for how much, but there's your answer. Bobby Ryan to Edmonton. Eric Stahl to Dallas.
Oh, good for you!
Cam DMC, thank you for the follow. Allmark went to Edmonton by the end of it. Nuge to Detroit. Grubauer to Toronto. Wenberg and Bonino to Minnesota. Edler to the Islanders. Krejci to the Rangers. Taylor Hall to Florida. Zach Hyman to New Jersey. Catcher, there's too many restrictions to name, so just follow along. Freddie Anderson to Edmonton. Deneau back to Montreal. Tatar to Anaheim. Crazy off-seasons. I'm a Sabres fan, I believe. I mean, just the structure of that sentence. It's I'm a Sabres fan, I think. Or is it, I'm a Sabres fan, I believe. And if you believe, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out for you. But I'm still going to try. I'm still going to try. So, again, Quinn Hughes wants a crap load of money. And a lot of the prices just have not dropped. I think, again, we're hoping that Yoki Haru comes back at this stage, obviously. If Alex Goligoski wants to come here, he'll be signed. Does Alex Goligoski want to sign here? Son of a bitch. And then we get into a bunch of the 79s, which I gotta be honest, I'm not even gonna spin the wheel for these guys. These guys are gonna be desperate at this stage. I'm gonna say at this stage, anyone's pretty much free and fair game. Apparently 5 teams are interested in Cody Ceci. Sure, man, why not? Let's go for Jack Johnson. When in doubt, Sign Jack Johnson, I hope. I do know that Mike Riley's there again, which is great. Let me see who else we can get. I mean, Matt Irwin. I'm going to bring back Matt Irwin because, of course, he was on the team last year. Give me literally 2 seconds, probably more like 5, to let the dog out of the room because she's getting antsy. Come here, puppers. Go on. Hopefully she doesn't wake up the girlfriend by chasing a cat. Yeah. Oh, God. Anyway. There are shouts for Artyom Zub, which could happen, but have you ever considered Jared Tenorti? Actually, don't even know how many defensemen we need at this stage. Oh, God, this team. This team. Good old Matt Tennis Balls. For the forwards, again, Nick Foligno's still there, but my God, is he expensive. Freaking Zach Sanford. God. Again, I think for these guys, too, that are just relatively cheap, I'm just going to say they're fair game to sign. So at that point, man, Stastny regressed. Holy hell. To think of move hiring co-GM from the Amerks farm team. It was a good move. It was a very good move because, my God, did Buffalo need some sort of organization. I'm going to try to bring Tyler Ennis back to Buffalo because I love me some Tyler Ennis. Tyler Bozak. I'm going to try to bring in Nikita Gusev, too, as a potential skill option. Devils fans say LOL. Aston Reese, Nieto. Again, right now, it's just looking for bodies to fill out this roster. We'll bring Mikhail Grigorenko back to Buffalo. Maybe there's still something there. Maybe, just maybe. Michael Del Cole, Nick Patan, Evan Rodriguez. I mean, Totally Spanish is available, so yeah, you know I'm signing him. You know I'm signing Mr. Kiviranta. We'll hold off there for the moment. Let's see what we got. Gusev signs. Irwin, Grigorenko, Kiviranta. Ennis goes back to Toronto. Jack Johnson. A third and a fourth for a third, and Derek Forbert. 3 years, $2 million. Eat pant, Boston. Have fun with that contract. I would murder Don Sweeney. Oh, man. And again, some of these other prices just aren't dropping. Some of these other prices just aren't dropping. Again, Jack Eichel's still apparently on our block, which scares me. So the defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 2 more defensemen. Or at least 1 more defenseman. But regardless, this is gonna suck. Tyler Foligno doesn't exist, dog. All right, forward-wise, we're good. We have the depth. We're fine. I mean, we have, what, $14 million or so? Now is the time to just say go for the defense. I mean, we have the money. And we go for Hughes. Again, it's still all the money in the world. Even on the 1-year cheating kind of deal. Even on the 1-year cheese it with a low offer kind of deal, it's a first. Tony, take it easy. Do we really want to cheese it? Do we really want to cheese it? And not the snack cracker. Because, boy, that would be cheesing it. Gotta figure if we add Yoki Haru and Hughes, that defense looks a little bit better. Am I allowed to cheese it? Are you sure that I'm not allowed to cheese it? Okay, so you're not sure. Are you 100% sure that I'm not allowed to cheese it? Fuck. I tried, guys. I tried. That was as good of a try as you could possibly have. We'll settle for Artom Zub. And, there you go. We tried. We tried. The AI said no. The AI said no, and the AI rules all. A second and a third for Gustafson and Korpisalo. Eat pant. All right. That is pretty much it then for our first offseason with this team. It took a little bit longer than expected, but that's what happens when you have to spin a wheel for everything. 2 seconds for Jonas Brodin and a third. Jonas Brodin, of course, who was signed until the end of time, and in this game is like an 84, which is a joke. An absolute joke that Jonas Brodin's not better than that. But that's EA for you with their ratings, so we'll move on. We will move on. So Yoki Haru hasn't signed. There is a realistic chance he is going to sit out this season. I'm not allowed to negotiate. Wow, Jack Eichel's at an 85 right now because of the morale. So it's going to be Reimer and Sorokin, obviously. Oh my god, without Yoki Haru. Without Yoki Haru, holy crap. Alright, maybe find another defenseman to sign really quickly. Just in case Yoki Haru decides to sit out the entire year. He's up to an 84, how nice he would be. Out of the 78s, let's go for Yannick Weber, because he's at least an OFD. That's all we can do. Cam, take it easy, man. Let's go for Yannick Weber. Yoki Haru didn't want to stay, that's why. You don't want to stay, then accept the qualifying offer, or don't, and sit out the year. As much as it sucks. We might have to resort to a trade. So this is our defense this year. It's Rasmus Dahlin and his band of merry men, including Jack Flippin' Johnson. And for the forwards, let's see, we have our 10, 11, 12. Oh boy. How much longer is Gergensen signed for? Oh my god. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me with these contracts, Buffalo. You have to be kidding me. So in theory, if we were to do this, we have 10, 11, 12. Still, people would have to be sent down. Let's just say, for example, it was Eakin and Grigorenko, I guess. Let me see what this forward core would be. If we have a good balance or if it's a little bit too much skill. And right now, it looks like it would be a whole lot of skill. Which probably isn't for the best. I mean, we have 2 power forwards. And Thompson and Cousins. Let's get the playmakers on the left. The snipers in the middle.
Good for you!
Dodgers. Appreciate that follow. Thank you very much. How goes it? Yeah, we just have way too much skill right now, and I just don't know. I just don't know how it's gonna pan out. Like, we're gonna need some depth, right? Unless the decision's to not play Thompson there, which works, and it could. In theory, if I have another playmaker like Gusev, give it a bump or not. Tough spot to be in right now. Bit of a tough spot to be in. I mean, the top 6 is solid. You know, Hoffman adds quite a bit to that. Can't really complain. Thompson with Skinner and Gusev isn't really a bad third line. It's just the fourth line I'm worried about. In which, as much as I love Kiviranta, he might have to go, because otherwise the alternative is scratching Jeff Skinner. And I'm not... I'm not that dumb as a head coach, unlike somebody. So I think if we drop Kiviranta to try and get something with Bjork and Asplund on that fourth line, that might not be the worst way to go. There's just no point in having Kiviranta in the lineup at that stage if you're, you know, he's not going to have, like, power play time or anything like that. So we're looking at calling up Cody Eakin, Gergensons, or Okposo again. I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be Cody Eakin. So the big question is, can we get Jack Eichel back from the brink? Or is this just never going to work? So, I mean, that is the fourth line. Isn't particularly brutal. Thompson can play center barely. I mean, shit, Gusev can apparently play center. I think, you know, barring moving people around a little bit, those are probably the lines for us this year. Those are probably the lines for us this year. The defense, I mean, thank God, is apparently going to have chemistry. I mean, that's the one thing I didn't check, was what the hell the chemistry is going to look like. But the coach that we have right now as our head coach is the highest rated head coach that we could possibly have available to us. So, I think we're okay. Yeah, Devils, there were a lot of things that could have gone a little bit better for us in that offseason. That just didn't. So this fourth line, then. Let's go Bjork, Eakin, Asplund. Oh, Thompson, Gusev, Skinner. No one's a particularly great center there. Again, to keep those +3s, we do what we gotta do. And then we'll go Olofsson, Cousins, and Eichel on the right, of all things. Snipers down the middle was just assorted. Like, that's not how it stayed, obviously. That's just because we had so many playmakers and so many snipers. So the forward core, again, isn't that bad. It's not. Even if we didn't have Hoffman and Gusev as free agent signings for the year, it wouldn't be that bad. This defense, though. This defense. Ooh, we got a nice little +3 there. Honestly, this defense isn't that bad. In terms of boosts, I should say. In terms of the chem boosts, for what they're worth, it's not that bad. Can't believe I'm saying that. But, I mean, Bryson Dahlin, Erwin Johnson, Weber Zub is a bit rough. Reimer Sorokin between the pipes. Again, if a certain RFA of ours decides he wants to play, then we're looking a bit better. We have Luukkonen for next season. We take Alex McRae out of there for Luukkonen. Aside from that, I don't think we need anybody else. We don't, which is good. I will try to get as good a chemistry here as I can. A lot of DFDs and not a ton of great OFDs. That works. That'll be our AHL defense. And for the forwards, Brandon Biro, what the hell is your potential? Yeah, it's not good. Franco's not on the team. Davidson and Cederqvist are. So anybody here that doesn't really belong. Andy Ogilvy. Let's get you out of there for Mr. Davidson. And I think that'll do it. Grigorenko with Quinn. Could be pretty deadly. But Quinn with Kiviranta and Gergensons could also be pretty sweet. I think we'll just leave that as it is. So I have no idea how this Sabres roster is going to do for year 2, because we drastically overperformed last year because, my God, as both Eichel and Tage Thompson are not very happy. I had no choice pretty much but to put Okposo on the minors. You know, it's one of those things where some of our veterans, or if some of the dudes on the new, you know, 3rd and 4th line don't develop, we could call other people up. But for the most part, that's pretty much where we find ourselves. And then for the coaching staff, I actually forgot about James as a coach, but we'll stick with that dude. And yeah, no, that's fine. That is fine. And again, we have our 3 scouts, which I think it's fairly obvious we should focus on Canada first, right? So we will have 1 scout in each Canadian region to kick things off. Probably not for the best to have the worst scout in the W when the W has the most players, but it is what it is. I am at least intrigued to see what happens. And again, heading towards December 1st, the big question is what happens with Jokiharju. Because if he refuses to sign, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Big trouble. And again, we don't really have a ton of players that are worth all that much. Graham Sword's not that bad. Lambos isn't that bad. Definitely need a big focus on defense because the forwards are actually looking pretty good. Forwards are actually looking really good. I guess you could make the argument and maybe see what the hell we could get for Anders Bjork at this stage. Let me see if we were to do this for Jokiharju. 52! A 2nd and a 3rd. Medium 4s and medium 6s. Well, there is no lack of interest in Henri Jokiharju. The big question is whether or not he signs, because I'd prefer to keep him. About time we ended up having to get Allmark back. We'll wait it out. If he signs, cool. If he doesn't, we look like we're okay. So that's nice. We'll wait it out. We'll wait it out with him. And if we wanted to decide, you know, if we decided that we wanted to, you know, to essentially buy, I mean, we could. 64 offers for Anders Bjork, including 2nd rounders and other younger prospects. There is an argument to move on from Anders Bjork here, too. There is the argument to move on from Anders Bjork still. We'll see how he does this year. I know he's on the 4th line for the PK, but I'm not going to give up on him yet because I don't think his value will plummet that far. Famous last words. But we'll see what we're dealing with. What I want to check here is how we're looking when it comes to the overalls for the season, because you know this defense is going to be goddamn abysmal. Compared to Detroit, 90, 81, 83, 91, 86, 84. So Detroit on paper is better than us in every single aspect, which sucks a lot. A lot.